I was dealing with the largest commercial real estate company in the world. And I was going to talk to about 500 of their salespeople. I interviewed the top 10. I got to number 1. I said, how did you become number 1 amongst all these salespeople? He said, Rob, I got lucky very early in my career. I said, really? He said, yep. He said, a guy drove up to my place in an old car, wearing jeans, t-shirt, docksiders. No watch, no briefcase, no nothing. He walks into my place looking like that, and he says, I'd like to lease 500 square feet. 500 square feet to a commercial realtor is go away. I ain't got time for this. I said, what'd you do? He said, I spent 4 hours with him. I said, doing what? He said, I asked him, well, you starting a company? Well, yeah. Well, sir, if you start a company and you're successful, you need to expand. If you don't have room to expand here, you'll have to move. It costs money to move. It costs money to buy, new supplies and new advertising and new cards and new wiring and everything else. He said, so I took all my years of experience and I tried to help this man make the decision on what he should do with that 500 square feet. I said, okay. He said, after 4 hours, he had the audacity to get up and leave. He said he didn't lease a thing. I said, you're kidding me. He said, nope. He said, but the next day he drove back up. He said he wasn't in that old car. He drove up in his Mercedes 500S, got out in his $1,500 suit wearing a Submariner, a Rolex, and his alligator briefcase. He walks in and puts his briefcase down and takes out a business card. He says, I represent Coca-Cola. He said, yesterday I went to 7 real estate companies in your town. 6 of them said, shoo, go away, get out of here. He said, you spent 4 hours with me looking the way I did. He said, I don't need 500 square feet. He said, I need 50,000 right now. And he said, and when it's all said and done, we're going to probably need about $1 million. He said, because we're doing some relocation. And I was blown away. I said, come on, dude. I said, why in God's name did you spend 4 hours with that person? He said, Rob, I had nothing else to do. He said, it's the greatest thing that ever happened in my career. He said, if anybody more important had walked in, which would have been basically anybody, he said, I said, shoo, go away. He said, if the phone rang, I'd have hung up. I said, get out of here. He said, now when I talk to someone, he says, you know what's tattooed on their forehead? Coca-Cola. Why? Because you don't know who they know. All of a sudden, you got a brother or sister, an aunt or an uncle, and you're taking care of this kid, and the next thing you know, they pick up the phone and call their dad and say, you need to do business with these guys because they did what? Try to save me money. But what do? Oh, no. We need that real important client. We need that one that's going to spend a whole lot of money. Y'all started with small clients, and guess what? They got bigger. Well, remember the small ones. That's the game changer.